Hi guys, I'm back. Fozzie DTE on the road to financial freedom, and this is episode 2, but it's actually day 3 here of the new challenge, which I'm feeling very positive about at the minute. We haven't hit any roadblocks just yet. We've done a hell of a lot, so this is just a bit of an update. I've even done a transcript this time, so I'm not just reeling it off the top of my head because I didn't want to waffle on for ages. I wanted to actually tell you the actionable steps that we've been taking and where we're going to go next, and you can follow it with us. And I might actually get the proper screen recording to work this time, so I can flip between the camera and the actual screen as I move and navigate around it. Let's hope that works. If it doesn't, like it didn't in the first video that we did here, then we'll work on it. It's all that's running, we should be good. Hello, it's now day 3 since I started the road to financial freedom, and this is the second instalment of updates coming to you. We're going stronger than ever. In the first 2 days, I've worked a 16-hour workday on both days. Now, you might think that's excessive, and that was yesterday and the day before, Friday and Saturday. And I've also been working since like God knows what time this morning today as well. But it doesn't actually feel like work, and I think this is the best thing what's actually happened, because I don't feel like I'm at some dead-end job that I'm never going to advance in. It's like upgrading a character, and every single day when I advance, I'm upgrading myself, which just feels so much more fulfilling, even though I haven't earned any money from it yet. But we're going to look back on this. I went to sleep last night just feeling so fulfilled. Just the fact that I got my life one step closer to where I want to be and to hit my goal. We're going to talk about goals today as well. As I've said before, and I'll say it again, it is physically impossible to actually try your best every single day. Wake up on time, do what needs to be done, plan your time, don't waste time, don't scroll TikTok or whatever you might be doing. Try your best every single day. It's impossible to fail. A quick recap on what we've done so far. In the first meeting, and especially on Friday, was planning all this out, we went through what was holding me back, and you can relate to this in your own way, but yours will be different as to what was holding you back. And obviously we tick through them. If you didn't see the first video, then I'll leave a link in the description where you can watch it, because this journey, if you're on it this early, it's worth watching it from the start. And I basically did a brutally honest deep dive into everything that has been holding me back, probably all the way since when I left college, when I was actually able to start earning money myself. And I have had a few businesses, quite a few actually, probably at least 3, but you can never expect your first business to work. But I've got some experience from that already. So we went through like the mundane things like alcohol, smoking, drugs, lack of reading, distractions, laziness, bed rot, routine and calendar, unclear goals, and everything else. I don't want to reel it all off again and waste time, but you can go back and watch that thing if you want to. It's not just about talking it or speaking it, it's about what actual actions you take, and taking action is the only way that you're really going to start a business. So let's go back and actually see what actions I took on those. So alcohol, I've just simply taken action by not drinking it. And to be honest, I used to drink quite a lot, and I've just not drank. It's only 3 days, it's not war and peace, but I feel a hell of a lot better for it. Smoking, this was a big one, and probably one of the hardest parts of this really, and I have not had a cigarette in 3 days. So I feel good, and I've got my little vape here, so I feel good. Lack of reading, I've taken action on that as well, because I've ordered the book, The Millionaire Fast Lane. I actually got a notification today to tell me that it's been dispatched and it's on the way. Might take a while because it's the cheapest option I could find at only £5.90. A book that I can actually feel and read, which I feel like goes in my brain so much better than audiobooks and things like that. And to put it this way, the audiobook on Audible for this book that I've brought was £18.99, and I got the hardback copy shipped from the other side of the world for £5.90. So don't get ripped off by Audible, because Audible are not sponsoring this video. Distractions, I've been so much better on this. Like, I didn't even reply to anyone who was just messaging me since Friday. I've just cracked on with what needs doing. I probably spent about an hour whilst I was cooking food today to catch up with the people that have been trying to get in touch with me, and I just says, yeah, sorry, I've been really busy. And I feel like it was a really polite way to do it. Not like I was ignoring you, I was just genuinely busy, just doing what I need to do. So that's going really well. Routine and calendar. So let's have a look at this. So I've been smashing this. This is probably the best part of what I've been doing, because it's just made me perform at such a high level in comparison to what I normally perform at. Normally I get so many ideas jumbled up in my head and I'm trying to do them all at once, but this is just a clear, solid plan as to what I need to do. And everything that's in green here, I've actually done every single day. So Friday, what's in red I haven't done. There's only one thing on all 3 days. And what's in the sort of like off green colour is what I did, but probably could have been done to a better standard. So there was a couple of calls, there was a bit of self-care bits. Like, I have been doing self-care to a pretty high standard. I've been in the gym, I've been sleeping well, I've been showering, general things, but you can always go that little bit further, and I made a bit more time for that today. As you can see, it's in green on the Sunday. Like, I've talked about all this in detail last time, so I'm not going to go into too much of it, but I've been absolutely smashing it. There's been times where I've been an hour in front or an hour behind, and I've just sort of like changed it a little bit. But because I'm setting the whole next day up the day before, it's just making me so efficient. And I woke up today, and same as yesterday, and I just get up. First thing I look at is my computer. Bam, I'm set for the day. I know exactly what I'm doing. And it just gives me so much more motivation to just crack on. Because if you read the top bits, I'm already dressed, the curtains are open, the bed's made, I'm ready, I've had a wash. I'm not made myself feel groggy with sugar or anything. And it's just a huge improvement as to where I was before. I've tried these kind of things a few times, but I feel like this time it's different. I bet everyone says that every single time. But no, I genuinely do. I feel really confident that I'm going to make this work. And I also feel like I can do it. Like, I feel like I can do anything. Like, anything that anyone else can do, I feel like I can do. Maybe not with enough time and effort and preparation. I feel like I can do it. This is another thing as well, because we talked about lack of focus. I actually spent yesterday probably 6 hours, no social media, no scrolling, no breaks, no nothing, no going for a walk around the block or anything. I literally sat here at this desk and focused on this computer for probably 6 hours, and the only time I had a break from it, which was a much needed break, was going to do some food shopping and get some nutrient rich, nutrient dense, protein packed food that was actually going to be decent food for me to eat and give me the best brain power possible. So it was incredible. And then, better than that, when I finished that task at 6 p.m, I then went to the gym, smashed out a gym session, did a lot more this time. So I've gradually built. I've been today as well, so today's day 3. Each day I've got better and better. I did so well in there today. Probably won't show just yet, but like, I feel stronger, I feel better. I'll probably eat tomorrow morning, but I'm going to go every single day. No rest days, no nothing, because that's what fries my brain. Like, people tell you need a rest day. I don't need a rest day. I need to be on it every day. I spent the evening writing out all the transcript for this video here, which you'll actually see as I go through it. Now I've got the screen sharing on. That was pretty much took about 3 hours when I got back. Gym, shower, food, work again. So I'm like compromising. Like, that was a 16-hour day. And when I finished the day, I didn't feel like I'd been at work for 16 hours, which was probably the best part about it. Incredible. And then today, woke up, same again, on time, did it all well. Continued to finalise research for episode 2. So I basically finished off the transcript this morning and cut all the fat out that I didn't need. It's still going to be a long video. Like, the first one was 1 hour and 18 minutes, and my aim is to get this one under an hour, hopefully around 40 minutes. That's why I've structured it, but we'll see where it goes, because I'll probably waffle on. But if you've been watching this and you enjoy it, and you might be somewhat interested in what I've got to say anyway, so we'll see. I'm going to try and do a few little... So my key is to make every video a little bit better than the first one I did. And when I get to 50 or 100 videos, these videos will be in really good quality. That's the theory. It's not going to be this lazy forever, but you'll notice I got the clothes moved out the way. I've got a little bit more headroom above there to get me in the shots. There's a little bit better lighting. It's probably still blurry because it's on an iPad, and I'm going to do a few little better editing tricks, and hopefully each one is going to get better. So by the time we get to video 50, it's just seamless. I'm used to talking to the camera, and we're cooking on gas, basically. So yeah, streamline that. I researched brainstorming techniques and what constitutes a successful business model. So rather than just brainstorming business ideas from everything I'm going to tell you today, I've actually researched how to brainstorm. So I'm not wasting time here, by the way, because there is action involved as well. But there's a hell of a lot of things that I've been doing which are going to benefit us. Because there's no point like thinking I know how to brainstorm or thinking I know how to hit a goal. Like, I've even researched how to hit a goal, but we'll go into that. So I've done the gym again today, smashed that, had a shower. I've just done food, which I need to write in there. So I did food, high quality. That needs changing into green. Yeah, and that's gone really well as well, to be fair. Had some nice piri-piri chicken legs, Nando's fakeaway style with a bit of spicy rice. Enjoyed it, and it was good food. So we're up to about here. And there's a few bits that I need to do, taking action and creating a high quality YouTube banner, which I have been putting off, to be fair, not throughout these days, but just in the past. And I just need to give myself a kick up the jacksie and get on with it. And then, so I've skipped a step, but you'll see here I am recording video 2. So we're around this area, but we're running where we need to be. We're in the general consensus. I'm going to make sure everything gets done. The things that weren't a huge priority, I've moved over to this side, or the things that I actually need to get something done first, then complete it. I've just like miscellaneously put it into next week. Like next week is tomorrow, so it's Monday, and just dropped them in there, and I'll move them around as it comes just to make it work as efficiently as possible. Okay, yep, so I've taken action on a hell of a lot of them. I'm not going to spend ages on it. So today, fitness in the gym, I've talked about that. You've been taking it seriously. Healthy body is a healthy mind, and a healthy mind produces healthy results. I'll be going to the gym every single day. That's it. And I've been all 3 days since starting this project. It's helping me think clearer. It's also helping me react to things that happen logically rather than emotionally, like feminine energy, which... That's not sexist, by the way. It's just men are generally, by a fact, more logical and women are more emotional. And a big part of this is to become a masculine man. And I think the gym really, really helps with that, to keep me thinking the correct thoughts, especially over the last 2 days. Day 1 was like an adjustment period. Okay, so setting a clear goal and reverse engineering it. So let's actually start. So we've cut out, at this stage now, 13 minutes into video 2, we've cut out the fat and we've taken action on it. And I have not done any of those things that were holding me back. So I'm in a much better, much clearer position. I'm feeling good about myself. I'm feeling strong. I've been in the gym. I've not been smoking. And you'll probably see me coughing less in this video than I was in the last one. So over time, you're going to see me getting healthier now. But like, I'm really, really happy with the way things are going there. So it will get hard, probably in about a week or a month or something like that. I'll probably have a difficult day, and I will share that with you as well. I'm not just going to pretend everything's hunky-dory, but really, that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk about how we feel. We're literally here to make money, and that's what all this is about. The goal, or the road, to financial freedom. And we've set realistic goals. Okay, so the first thing about setting a goal is understanding, is it realistic? Is it achievable? And have you got the right timeline? So my goal is simple, and I've kept it simply as one goal. This YouTube is another goal, but the two are going to grow together. So I want to be consistently achieving a minimum of £5,000 or dollars if you're in the US, but I think the pound is a slight bit higher than the dollar. You can do the exchange rate per month by New Year's Day. So I've given myself to the end of the year. So we need at least 2 consecutive months by then, for example, November and December. I think it's possible. I've earned £5,000 in that time scale before. I've done it in 3 months before. But now I'm doing it for myself, not working for somebody else. I probably will get a little part-time job on the side just to get me some startup funds, because I don't just want to like try and create money out of thin air. It is possible, but the more I invest in myself, the more I'm going to get out of it. And that's what it is. And I need to sort my family out and different things like that. And living costs and different things. So many people have goals, but they have no idea why they can't hit them. So I've been one of those people for a while, and I sit and wonder every year why I don't hit my goals. And it dawned on me that I've never actually sat down and asked myself, how do you hit a goal? What are the actionable steps to the goal? I've never even Googled, how do you hit a goal? So it's weird, isn't it? So you'd think that was obvious, but it's not, because there's so many people like me that just wander aimlessly through life doing mundane dead-end jobs, and there's so many people that I know that do the same thing, or there's people I know that don't even have a job and just go week in, week out on the dole. Or there's people I know that are drug dealers or something like that. It's not my thing to be a drug dealer, but you see them everywhere, don't you? Pretty shocking, right? Maybe you're the same. Not a drug dealer, but you know what I mean. So what goals I have hit are basically down to sheer luck and aimless drive. I'm going to keep this transcript, the whole thing as well, so when we get to the end, it's going to map out clearly how I got rich, basically. That and the blueprint is going to be there, where I went wrong, where I went right, and everything I did, this whole transcript, and then I'm probably going to sell it if all works out, and that'll be a course or something. it's all going to be on YouTube for free anyway. So yeah, so the goals I have hit have been sheer luck and aimless drive. I'm a very driven person, so imagine if all that energy that I've been throwing at things over the years, which has been very misguided, was on specific tasks and the right tasks with the right research, and I wasn't wasting time, and it was all planned out systematically to get me where I want to be, efficiently, with no misdirection. Imagine that. So I've actually personally, let me just go a slight bit off topic here, just to tell you who I am. I've been in the music industry now for probably the last 10 to 15 years, somewhere, it's probably in the middle somewhere, around 12 or 13 years. And I've been throwing my whole life at it. You never know if you're going to fail at something until you give it your all, do you? And I have genuinely given it my all. Have got a lot of skills from it, but they're relatively low income skills, which we're going to come to later. So it's a very small majority of people who make it in the music industry. So now looking back, when I'm thinking with my business mind, maybe Rishi Sunak was right and I need to retrain, if any of you saw that. But yeah, it's thinking back, I wish I would have put that energy somewhere else, but then I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So no regrets, it's just a learning curve, and it's never too late to start. Never ever too late to start. Okay, so I might start seeing different results if I guide that in the right way, right? So it's possible to try your actual best every single day. Sorry, it's impossible to try your actual best every single day and fail. It's just not possible. So let's reverse engineer it. If my first goal, this isn't my end goal, this is just the first achievable goal, because once I'm consistently getting 5k a month, I can move to 10k, 7k, 10k, 15, 20. Like, the ceiling is the aim here. Well, there is no ceiling. So let's reverse engineer it. If my goal is 5k a month, and let's say now I'm at 0. I'm actually on minus, but let's say I'm on 0 just for the sake of this. We're going 0 to 5. So I know my clear starting point, my clear finishing line. Now all I've got to do is work out the steps, the actionable steps that are in the middle. And the first thing to understand is the skills that I currently have, and then I can assess the best course of action. So skills are broken down into two groups. You've got low income skills and high income skills. And I'm also going to score them out of 10 just to say, in my opinion, some people might disagree, I don't know, but in my opinion, what out of 10 I have for that skill as well. So let's look at my low income skills. So I can play guitar to a good standard, 6.5 out of 10. Only reason being, if you're an 8, 9 or 10 out of 10, you'd probably either in a decent band or you've made it. I'd say I was better than average, but not as good as the professionals. Maybe I'll play you a song one day. I can teach guitar to beginners. I used to do this for a job. I've done it for children, elderly people, people of all ages, even a few people with disabilities and learning difficulties and things like that. I've got good patience, and I can teach people guitar in person pretty well, 7 out of 10. Because the only reason it's a 7 out of 10 and not a 10 out of 10 is because I never did it the academic way with all the grades and everything. I know what I know, and I know how to teach it, and I know how to follow a plan. Guitar and instrument maintenance and minor repairs, 8 out of 10. I used to own my own guitar shop. I can pretty much string and set up a guitar, set the action, truss rod, the bridge, do minor repairs, and make a guitar play 10 times better just by having it for less than an hour. So I'm good. That's a really good skill, but I've done it for a business before, and it's a difficult business to get off the ground, but it's a skill. You might get £25. I used to charge 25 quid for a full setup. £12.50 for a restring. This was a long time ago, 10 years ago, so bear in mind prices have probably gone up now. But yeah, there's too much competition. Maybe not though, maybe not. Let's think of it. I'm not ruling anything out at this stage. So yeah, guitar instrument maintenance and minor repairs, 8 out of 10. As you've noticed, a lot of these are just swapping my skills with my time for money. And that's what we want to get out of. I can write songs to an intermediate standard, 6.5 out of 10. I've never had a number one hit, hence that. But I'm a little bit better than average. I can edit videos to an intermediate standard, 5 out of 10. I can use Photoshop to an intermediate standard, 5 out of 10. I can build social media to a relatively low or average standard, 4 out of 10. I've never had anything really go viral. The most likes I've ever got on anything is about 600 something without paying for it, and I find it really difficult to like direct traffic or build a consistent engaging audience. Hence why I might delegate that part of it to someone who knows what they're doing once we get a bit bigger. So if that's you, hit me up and we can start from the bottom and then we'll get there. Okay, so I can do manual labour to an average standard. I've never been a tradesman, but I can do your general things like painting, decorating, gardening, mowing the lawn. I could probably hang a door if I really tried. Probably not like the professionals. Very average woodwork, metalwork. I'm not the best at it because like I know I could do it if I put the time into it, but I've just never really been that way because I used to think my mind was skewed when I was younger. I was a bit misdirected or misguided, and I just thought like manual labour jobs like that were low income, and I thought the music direction I was going in was going to be higher income. Well, it turns out it's the other way around because an electrician gets loads of money, don't they? but like I'm thinking bigger scale here. Work behind a bar to an average standard, 6 out of 10. I can do general handyman work, as I was just explaining, 6 out of 10. Those two cross over. And I could be a boxing coach for children or absolute beginners for about 6 out of 10. I've got boxing experience, not to a pro standard, but I've had a fight and I've done a lot of training. I've taught children before, so it'd be children or absolute beginners, which I've done. 6 out of 10. I'm not like a pro at that either. Okay, so they're my low income skills. So really, there's no businesses that are jumping out at me right there, but bear with me because that's going to all happen next episode. This is just to understand where we get to for when we start taking the action. Okay, so what are my high income skills? I've got high quality phone etiquette with consumers, 8 out of 10. So that's basically when you talk on the phone trying to sell someone something, I'm pretty good at that. And I'm good at being polite, being respectful, matching, and using different sales skills to appeal to different types of customers. That is a good skill, and I think whatever we end up doing, that's going to be incorporated into it regardless. Okay, ICT skills and the ability to use systems and software. So we're in the digital age. No one's going to get anywhere unless you can use a computer, really. No, I mean, not now. You're not going to become a millionaire if you can't use a computer, are you? It's not the 1980s anymore, unless you delegate that part of the work to somebody else, which is always an option. I do 100% want to employ people within this whole thing. So if anything I say sort of resonates with you and you think, you know what, I could do this for you, for him, and we could work together and build this together, let's do it. I'm a quick learner. That is always a good skill because you can take information on fast, 7 out of 10. Proven sales skills. So the 2 times that I have hit 5k a month have been in sales jobs, 8 out of 10. People management, 6.5 out of 10. Coaching and team leading, 7 out of 10. And English language skills, another good one, 6 out of 10. So as you can see, I'm sort of a jack of all trades, master of none type. My main strengths are in phone etiquette, ICT, and sales when dealing with consumers. And it's no coincidence that in both instances where I have actually earned £5,000 a month, it has been using those 3 skills. Phone etiquette, ICT, and sales. So that might have something to do with where we go, but I've been on that mission for years now. If I do it, I don't want to do it for somebody else. Unless it was a job just getting us off the ground where we want to be. Because I will potentially go and work in McDonald's or whatever it takes, or behind a bar or whatever it takes alongside this to get us some startup funds if I need to. But I'd obviously just have to make it clear to the people, well, I wouldn't have to say it unless they watch this, but it wouldn't be my forever job, obviously. Okay, so I've also got knowledge and experience in music and especially guitars, but I've never made any real money from that. I poured over 10 years of my hard work, time and effort into something that was low income, dreaming of one day making it in the music industry. I created band after band, wrote new songs, worked on social media, networked, pushed myself to the limit, and after 10 years I didn't make it any further, really, than when I started, other than a wealth of experience and low income skills. You might be in a similar position, I don't know. But I tried my best, and I can honestly sit here and say I tried my best. There's a few things that held me back, but I tried my best. And if I continue to do that for another 10 years, I would be exactly where I am now. I know it. I just know it. I'll still play music and stuff when I can, but it's just for my main income, I'm taking a different direction. But maybe we'll incorporate it somehow. That'll be in the brainstorming phase. So now I know what my skills are, it's time to understand what business actually is. Okay, so business is solving a problem in exchange for money. This usually comprises of products, services, or content, and the best will cover all three, like Apple, for example. They have the iPhone or the iPad as the product. They have iCloud or iTunes or whatever it is, like software as a service. And then they have Apple TV or Apple Music for streaming content and music. So they cover all three levels of business, which is why, probably part of the reason why they are so successful, plus incredible branding. Branding, I should have probably written branding in this, but I haven't. Let me make a note to cover branding next time, because we're going to go... Actually, we need a solid idea before we talk about branding, don't we? You don't have to cover all three, but it can help. This is also broken down into two further categories: consumer and business. So everything I've ever been is consumer, and I think when you deal with consumers, you think on a lower monetary level. It's important to remember that these two sides operate and think about money very differently. The value of a skill depends on who is buying it and what problem it solves. Whereas you might need hundreds of consumers to generate 5k a month in revenue, you might only need just a few businesses, but either way, we have to offer them value. Learning how to appeal to a business can be a goldmine. Now, I never really thought about this, but now, after all the research I've done, I'm certainly thinking that something that I'm going to offer has got to appeal to a business. There's got to be a skill there. You'd think these things were obvious, but honestly, they're not. They don't teach you this stuff in school. They don't teach it you in college. They don't teach you in university, as far as I'm aware, from what I've heard from the people who've been there. Okay, so we've got to do the right research. So at this stage, we know what our skills are, we know what our business is, but where do we go from here? You might think sell guitar lessons over Skype. Whilst that is an option, I'm trying to think bigger. I've tried that before. It's not scalable because you're only ever swapping your time for money. And even if I was to hire more people, the return would be far too low. I'd need 250 students a month, paying £20 an hour, which just isn't worth it. Also, just to build and maintain that business model, I'd lose my life, my time, probably all my hair. The last thing I've got left. I believe the reason that I haven't consistently topped 5k per month is because I've limited myself to thinking I can only exchange my time for money, regardless of skill. So high value skills and jobs. So really, I had to look that in 2025, what is actually a high value skill and what is a high value job, and how are people actually making money, and why am I missing a trick and not getting involved, if that makes sense. So it's perspicacity, isn't it? So I simply typed into YouTube high value skills in 2025, and the first video that came up was all revolving around AI. It's no secret that AI is the fastest growing industry on the planet right now, and here's what I learned. You've got generative AI, which is a valuable tool that more and more businesses are incorporating into their software. They're incorporating that software into their work streams. It's a great way to future-proof yourself, as people are being replaced by AI, basically. And this is a way to get involved in that curve and work with businesses to help not only the businesses develop, but yourself develop alongside. And upskilling yourself on the way it works and the technology behind it can be very lucrative and bring in high income streams. I've sort of missed a trick with this AI. It was the same with crypto. I should have got into it in 2013 with the Bitcoin. I should have just put like $5 on Bitcoin in 2013. I'd be laughing now, wouldn't I? But hindsight is a beautiful thing. Okay, so upskilling yourself can be really good in generative AI. You've got AI sales, with sales already being very lucrative, and one of my personal high income skills listed. AI can help to streamline outreach, emails and data analysis, and give you more time to actually do the sales and speak with the customers. So you can potentially, because I'll be honest, in sales, all the other bits are boring and a nag, and it fills your brain up with too much stuff. And by the time you speak to a customer, you're fed up. And that is just fact. In sales, they'd be a lot more productive, and this is in like sales for corporate companies, which is mostly the sales that I've done, other than when I work for myself. But sales, if you have a team of 10 people, 12 people in a team, there should be one person in the team where it's their job to do the admin for everyone else in the team. And everyone else in the team should literally just be doing the selling. I don't know why people don't work like this. I've tried to recommend this to multiple jobs and they just look at me like I'm an idiot. But the reason why salesmen and women and salespeople just get so burnt out is because they have to do the selling, but then they're also doing all the admin. And it's basically they're flicking between two completely different types of jobs. They lose focus, you get hot-headed and different things like that. And maybe I'll incorporate that into my business. I don't know, but I just wanted to say my piece on that because it's so annoying. And you tell people, or people who are apparently in charge or in command, this, and they just look at you like you're an idiot. Like, no, there should be someone whose job it is to do admin for salespeople. Because I know if I had that person, I would have been a hell of a lot more productive. I'd have been on fire. Okay, AI coding. So coding is something that's come up a hell of a lot when I've been looking into this. And I never actually realised how much of a high-income job coding was. Because when I was in college, I actually did coding. And it was like computing or computer science. And I gave up on it because I just thought, why would anyone do this? I don't want to make a RuneScape game or something like that. Which is what people were kind of talking about back then. It was just full of geeks. And which I wish I would have stayed in it, because I bet those geeks are now making a hell of a lot more money than me if they stuck at it the whole time. So I gave up on it and I just did general ICT, which I've made money from. A lot of jobs that I've done have been involved in it. But now I've seen how lucrative it is, I probably should have stuck with the coding, but I wouldn't be who I am today. So like I say, no regrets. It's an extremely high value skill, but it's very time consuming. Coding is, because you've got to write out all the code, debug it, and all those different things. So I guess I never thought the internet would continue to grow the way it did, and it's just another example of how it really pays to get ahead and get ahead of the curve. So now AI can help you debug the code, find errors. You can literally just get some code, copy, paste it in ChatGPT, and then it can tell you the problems with it, and it can debug it with you and give you an idea. And sometimes some AI tools can give you a visual representation of what that page would actually look like. You can even flip that on its head and do like a mock-up drawing of what you want your web page or app to look like, and then paste that or put that into an AI tool, and then they can give you the code to actually physically develop it. And that has been something that just seems like really lucrative, difficult but lucrative. And I think whatever I end up doing, AI has just got to be some element of it. Otherwise we're gonna end up getting left behind, aren't we? I mean, it doesn't have to be, and it doesn't have to be in the first thing that I do, but I want to start using ChatGPT at least, or at least some form of AI tools every single day. Because everybody else is, every business is, why wouldn't I be? But I am a business. That's the way I'm thinking at the minute. Okay, next, AI web development. So almost every business needs a website in 2025. AI can help with search engine optimization and landing pages, elements that can help a business grow and thrive. And it's never been easier to create websites using AI. Whilst it's always been complicated and time consuming, now you can make good quality websites fast, either for yourself to sell your own products or for potential businesses and clients to help them get more sales or look more professional. AI video editing. So this is a good one. So whilst I had my average video editing skills as one of my low income skills, AI can completely transform this. So you can now use AI tools like Opus Clip or Captions to automatically break up large form content, like it could be a podcast or a video like this, or an educational video. I mean, this is education in a way, but something it could be anything. It could be a lecture. And what Opus Clip and different things like that can do is they automatically, using the power of AI, can find the most viral element of it and then put it into shorts. So short form is like reels or shorts that can go onto social media, which will help drive traffic to the YouTube channel such as this. Because people get curious. If you saw 30 seconds of this and it was the most viral part of it, you might think, God, that was interesting. Let's see what else he says. And then you'd come and realise I was boring. No, I'm joking. That is certainly something I'm going to try. I'm giving away all my secrets here, but I don't care, because it doesn't matter if anyone tries to copy me or jump on this bandwagon, because this isn't really about anyone else's journey. It's simply about mine. I'm just documenting it so we can look back in 6 months' time, 10 months' time, 5 years' time. Like, I'm never going to delete these off YouTube. I'm going to remember them, and hopefully we'll be a millionaire when we look back. So, okay, also Premiere Pro and CapCut now have AI integrated within them, which can allow you to change languages. So this is something that's really, really big, which I've seen a hell of a lot of really decent creators do, especially on YouTube. There's markets out there that we're not even like appealing to. So I could potentially dub this over with a voiceover in Spanish and post it with a Spanish title and get more people watching it in Spain than what actually watch it in England. And there's like people like Mr. Beast or Matt Armstrong have got Spanish channels and different channels, because there's 7 billion people in the world and only 10% of those people speak English. So and it's the same with the products and the courses. I'm thinking about this on a hell of a lot of bigger scale than what I've ever thought about anything before. And I'm really enjoying it, to be honest, genuinely, because I think that there could be some huge things. Because even if people don't buy what I want them to buy, well, not what I want them to buy, but if people don't see value in what I'm offering so much in the UK, there's about 180 other countries that I could potentially appeal to, which I'm certainly going to take into account. Yeah, so the right creator, influence, or large-scale podcast, I could land a job or an ongoing contract or even just general freelance jobs, just helping them out and clipping their content, and it would help build their social media with none of the time constraints or anything else. Literally, it's crazy. You just click a button, wait about 3 minutes, and then it'll score you on the virality of that specific clip. And it'll give you maybe 5, and it'll say a 92 score for virality, then this, then this, then this. And then you can set yourself up scheduled posts for your business, and it can be like 1 a day at 5 p.m. every day, or 1 at 10, 1 at 5, 1 at 10, 1 at 5, 1 at 10. And honestly, it helps you be so much more consistent, and you've already recorded all the content you need anyway in your long form content. So long form content is the way forward, and then AI being attached to it, it just helps you build the social media side of things. You must scroll past so many different videos and not even know that AI have created them. I'm looking forward to getting very, very, very much involved in this. AI social media management, vidIQ and TubeBuddy can help you create impactful content, manage social media posts and captions, and also help with engagement. It's incredibly interesting. Social media has never really been my personal strong suit. I find it really difficult to build quality channels that get engagement, and this is where AI is going to help, hopefully. So after doing much more research, I found that everyone is talking about short form editing, social media copywriting, remote setting and remote closing. You know when people do courses, I haven't written that there, but you know when people do online courses and you can buy the course and it's going to teach you something or provide you with some skill or help you do something. You see them everywhere. It's a saturated market, so you have to stand out in it to actually get anywhere, which might be one of my business ventures. Well, we're only picking one venture, by the way, but it might be something to do with that as the first one, because we're actually, believe it or not, weirdly, we're going into this expecting our first one to fail, and probably our second one, or at least to have low yields, because you have to go through the failures to get to where you want to be, and that is a big part of it. So I think the problem that a lot of people fall into is they think that the first idea has to be their last idea, but no, it doesn't. It just has to teach you enough to make your second idea better, and then that'll teach you enough to make your third idea better, and then by the time you get to your fourth, and it might be in 4 years' time, that's when you start making 20 grand a month. And it's the people who are in it for the long haul that get good at this. You just have to think like an entrepreneur every single day and just be the best version of yourself. If you can be the best version of yourself every single day, wake up, do what you said you were going to do, just be the definitive of masculine excellence, which is hard to say, but that's how you have to think of it. That's how I have to wake up every day and say, I've got to be the best man that I can be. I've got to be the strongest, that's why I'm going to the gym. I've got to be the fastest, that's why I'm running on the treadmill while I'm there. I've got to be thinking sharp, I've got to eat well. I can't be sitting there hungry, so I've never scheduled my food. Not for the last 10 years, I've just ate when I was hungry. Even when people around my house or my son is eating at 5, I'm like, no, I can't eat at 5, I'll just eat when I feel hungry. But it's not efficient. I'm not doing it because of routines, I'm doing it because it's not efficient. So if I say I'm going to meal prep at a certain time, I'm doing it, which has been really, really helpful. Everyone is saying it's much better to focus on one thing rather than having the eggs in too many baskets. So I'd agree. Yeah, definitely. Further research for high income skills. So skills increase your worth in the marketplace. Schools, colleges and universities don't teach you this stuff, and high income skills is usually something that you have to go out of your own way and learn on your own, and it's a lonely process. So I looked further into high income skills in 2025, and here's what I found. You've got coding. So bear in mind, this isn't to do with AI like it was just coding, which matches up with the AI bit. Once again, coding is on the radar. It's certainly something that I'll need to delve further into within my research, and I haven't even scratched the surface or what's possible here, especially when you have AI and the power of YouTube to help you learn or teach this high income skill to yourself without attending expensive or time consuming university courses. Really good. I'm going to look further into that. I haven't got much information on it now, but I'll definitely delve into it and do a bit of research. I'm not just going to watch YouTube videos forever, by the way. Action is happening, and you'll see that very, very soon. Okay, so the second time I've come across copywriting too. So copywriting, we're seeing a theme here. So copywriting is using your personal writing skills to persuade others to buy a product or service. Say, for example, on the Apple page where you would click buy now for an iPad, it says different words, XLR, screen design, this, you know. And those words are written in a specific way. And it's the same if you receive a Black Friday email from someone, or it's the same if you get those click competitions that say, buy now, your time's running out. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that is, you don't really think about it. You think it's just some marketing department or some guy just wrote it, but sometimes it's AI. But a human copywriter is always going to out-copy AI, because humans can technically relate to humans better. It's like sales. Sales can never be done by AI because people buy from people. So if you remember, I listed my knowledge of English language as one of my high income skills. This might be a profitable crossover. So I'm already identifying a hell of a lot of places where I'm thinking, okay, that crosses over with that crosses over with that. So trying to dig in deeper for a business idea here, we're actually getting somewhere. And the reason we're getting somewhere is because we're doing it in the right way, and I've done the research on how to do it. If you've got this far, then I would ask you and implore you to please subscribe, because if you're actually enjoying this channel, then every single time when we make a video, you'll get notified. The different things in the background are going to improve over time. You'll probably see that this video is a little bit better than the last video, and that is a personal goal of mine. Not a long-term goal, but an everyday goal, or an objective, shall we say. So every single video I do, it just has to be a tiny bit better than the last one. So when we get to video 100, we're going to be professional. And it's not something that you can do in 5. You have to build on YouTube. And I don't just want to spend loads of money on a big fancy setup and everything and then it not happen. I'd rather learn the hard way and go through constructive criticism. My video yesterday got absolutely rinsed by someone I know, and they were like, yeah, it was boring. It's just, I understand, because everyone has different interests, but there is people on this earth that are like me. I just haven't found them yet. So I'm just literally speaking and saying what's on my mind, and I think at some point I'm gonna find my people. I just have to put myself out in the world, and I'm doing something good. I'm trying to create a business, better my life, and essentially completely changed my reality. And I think when people really start clicking with me is when it's going to start working. Some businesses will pay huge money for services like this. Now imagine if a business is making £1 million a year and they're already thriving. If they paid me £5,000 a month, or even £10,000 a month, or dollars if you're in America, it's a drop in the ocean for those big businesses. So to me, at this stage today, if I was on 5k a month, I could comfortably live, and it'd give me a little bit of money to invest back in to start increasing that. So really, that's where I wish I was on 5k today. But imagine you can get a job or a contract doing copywriting for a big business. It's a drop in the ocean for them. 5k is nothing to £1 million business, especially because the work that you do in the copy might change their conversion rates on their site, and it might actually make their business go from 1 million a year to 2 million in a year. So you've made that business £1 million and you've only taken 60k of it. I'm happy, they're happy, and then next year you'll up your prices. Or you'll keep it the same price with them, but you'll use that business as a portfolio to get your next client, which will be higher priced. Look, I made them £1 million. Can I now get a contract with you for £10,000 a month? Okay, then you've got 2 clients, 15k a month. It's easier said than done, but it's a high income skill that I'm definitely going to look into. So apparently I did hear somebody say, I don't know whether this is just negative Nancy's or whatever it might be, but I heard someone say that everyone's trying it now. And once again, the market's a little bit saturated. So you have to think more locally, maybe, or you just have to find the right person or the right business that's willing to work with you. And it can really help if your niche matches their niche. So say, for example, I've always been in music. If I can do something like that and appeal to some sort of music business, then maybe they pick me over somebody else just because I've got 16 years in the music industry experience. And I know about guitars, and I know about this, and I know about that. Once again, that's another crossover between a low income skill that I have and a very high income skill that people are making thousands of pounds with in 2025. So when I do my brainstorming, I think that's going to be on there 100%. The idea of the brainstorming is I'm going to come up with 10 good business ideas, and then we're systematically going to look at them in different ways and break it down into 5 and then 3 and then 2 and then 1. Another weird one. Copywriting is good as well, because you know how much it costs you to get started? Nothing. It's free. It's madness. So I can get a contract for £15,000 a month with something that cost me nothing to set up. That probably would never happen, because what I'd probably have to do is do it for someone for free first, build a portfolio, then do it for someone for £300 a month, then do it for another client for 500, then £1,000, then something. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'll just be really good at it and I'll land a £3,000 a month client straight off. I don't know. I'm going to look into it though, so we'll see. That's why copywriting is an extremely high value skill, and the hard part is understanding how to reach out to the businesses and market your product. I would certainly agree with that. That's why you've got to go niche, or you've got to be so bloody good that they can't say no to you. I think I could do that, because I've got English language skills, I've got sales skills, I've got a popular niche that I already know about. I might change my niche yet, I don't know. I'm certainly going to be redirecting, but it's a thought. That's up there. But the next one's up there as well. Web design. So we talked about AI web design, but web design itself can be extremely lucrative business model. Some people are charging literally upwards of £15,000 for just to have a website design that looks professional, that gives the company everything they want. And then you can even charge them for the upkeep of it as well. So I could say, right, 15 grand flat fee, I'll make you a website. And the good thing about this is as well, you can practice on your own website. So I'm going to be selling a product or service, and I make myself a website to be able to offer those, and I'll fiddle and tinker. And when I'm finally happy that I've got the perfect website, then I've already got my portfolio, haven't I? It's like, yeah, so here's one that I made. this is what it does, these are the features, these are the benefits, these are the designs, this is what I could do for you. You can also have this option, and I can basically make my own website of the product that I'm selling, the portfolio and the product. So web design is great, and you can probably incorporate a few of these. So you could have web design and copywriting. You could make a website for the copywriting. Oh, I don't know, it's hard. You don't want to have too many eggs in one basket. Anyway, we're going to come to that when we do the brainstorming. I'm thinking that it's a really good way to get experience in the field and to build myself a website for my original product or service and continuously improve that until I'm confident I can do it for other people. Exactly like I just said. So there's also app development. So web development and app development, you don't necessarily need coding for these anymore, because one, we've got AI, and two, we've got tools that you can use. I'm not talking about like Shopify or Squarespace or something like that. There's better tools that you can use to be able to give someone a really, really professional website and they wouldn't even know it was used by a tool and didn't have any code. And then you can even add further coding to them as well. So you can just go, you can get your website the way you want it. ChatGPT, what is the code for this? If I want to add this to a website, yeah, they'll put it, copy, paste, smack, bang. It's not that simple, but it's there. The technology is there, and ChatGPT is bloody free as well. It's madness. I've been missing out. Same with crypto, same with this. I've got into crypto a bit now, but it's once again slightly saturated, and it's essentially gambling, isn't it? So, I mean, starting a business is gambling, isn't it, really? But I think that's the problem. And I read that someone that I was watching, one of the creators, they said, the problem is with people, they always want to be sure of the outcome of something. So I don't want to leave my 9-to-5 job and start a business because I'm not sure if it'll work. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't got much to lose right now, which is why I'm putting head over tails going into this. The only real chilled out break that I've had today is recording this video. So it's actually my break for the day, because I have been all systems go, really. I had a bit of a leisurely walk back from the gym, but that's just because I was knackered from what I did in the gym. This is my break. We're chilling, aren't we? I feel like I'm in the same room as you guys. So app development, apps aren't going away. And if you can create the right app for your product or service, or succeed at creating high quality apps for other businesses, it's a huge way to generate upwards of £100,000 a year to be an app developer. And that's literally base salary. You can earn a lot. So that's certainly something I can think about. There must be so many people doing these jobs, but if you can get good at it, it's just got to be better than what I've been doing for the last 10 years. It's got to be. I just want to move with the times, and I think where people get lost is they don't move with the times. Like, you have to change and swap. And I think next time when a big thing comes out, because we got Bitcoin, we got crypto, and I thought, oh, that's a load of nonsense, cracked on, and now I'm not rich. Then we got AI, and then I just thought, oh yeah, load of nonsense, and then loads of people got rich, and then now I'm here again. So the next time something comes out, I don't care if it works or not, I'm jumping on the bandwagon early. Big time. Like, you have to be in the right place at the right time, but like from now on, I've got business mind and that's it. There is no other mind unless I'm with my son. That's the only other mind frame I'm going to have. Family, business. Like, every day should be work. Like, I don't like this work-life balance thing. Like, oh, I only want to work till 6. Like, I've been working whilst I'm awake for the last 3 days, and I've loved it. I've loved it because my life has got purpose. Like, everything is work. I go to the gym, work on my body, it's work. I cook, I'm working on my nutrition, it's work. I'm researching, it's work. I'm recording this video, it's work. Everything I do and everything my mind does now is going to be work, but it's going to be for me, not working for somebody else, working for me and improving my life and upgrading myself and my character. And I've learned from a hell of a lot of really, really good people to flip this mentality, because I can do anything. I've always been able to do anything I set my mind to since I was an extremely young age. I must just have a skill at it. Like, I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet or make out like I'm somebody better than I'm not, but I can do anything I want to do. I can't skateboard at all, but if I wanted to be a good skateboarder, I could learn it. I can guarantee you that now. If I wanted to do a backflip on a BMX, I could probably do it. It'd take a while, but I'd get there. 100%. With enough time and enough patience and enough effort and enough directed energy, directed in the right way, I can do anything. So we are going to get rich, and we are going to start an extremely lucrative business, and then we're going to look back and say, I did it. We did it. And then when we get there, you'll have the whole blueprint of how it happened on YouTube and in the transcript. Okay, so the next job is a software consultant for businesses. So this is one that I saw on a creator, and he was a really cool guy. Well, I won't mention his name just yet, but I'll probably shout him out in future because he's someone who I'm going to watch a lot more. And this was an incredible. I thought about this, and it was just like the way he put it all together was brilliant. So businesses use different software for their business, such as Notion, or the ones you see there, ConvertKit, QuickBooks, HubSpot, blah blah blah. Doesn't matter what they use. And this might be a new one that they use, or a new one that comes out, or it might be one that they're integrating, or one that they just need upskilling on, or something like that. And then what happens is the CEO or the training or the head of training, whoever it might be within the business, won't know how to use it. Normally the CEO, maybe, depending on the size of the business, probably scales from about a £1 million business to a £20 million business per year. So big business, but not elite business. And they might think, okay, well, all these tutorials are on YouTube, but do I really want to sit there for 4 or 5 weeks learning how to use QuickBooks, because my time is worth a hell of a lot more than that? Or do I just get Fozzie in, or Grant in, just to give me a few quick Zoom calls, understand it, maybe it's £300 an hour, okay, no problem, yeah, bam. I freelance bag £600 for a 2-hour call just to teach him how to use QuickBooks. Probably not QuickBooks, that's a bad example, but Notion, definitely. Framer, don't know. Webflow, don't know. But, like, it's there, isn't it? And I never actually thought about this, but that could be just a whole job on its own. Or it could just be a little tab on the website that I create, just to say software consulting for businesses. Then they click on the tab, and then there's just a couple of ones that I know like the back of my hand. I don't know them now, but all the tutorials are on YouTube anyway. It could be good. Certainly could be good. We'll see. I wonder what new sales-based software will be introduced soon, and if I can get a step ahead of the game, I might be able to take advantage. You can also learn that business's language as you go through the training process with them, and you can essentially create a business by saving other people time, and most of the information that you need to know is available on YouTube. It's just the fact that the CEOs don't have time to teach it to themselves. Very interesting. That is interesting. Extremely interesting. You know, at the start of this video, I said I want to make this one shorter than the last one. The last one was 1 hour 18 minutes. This one is now at 1 hour 4 minutes. So, and I've just got my conclusion to do. So we might be around the same. So don't kick me and say, Grant, your videos are too long, because I don't know, maybe if you've got this far in the video to 1 hour 5 minutes, then you must be interested in what I'm saying, or at least resonate with my personality in some way. So that has got to be worth a subscribe. Go on. Come on, we're going to the moon here. Join me. I'm not begging. No. Okay, so my own thoughts. Okay, so there's a few industries that I've personally seen thrive that I'm not hearing people talk about, and that's housing and property sales. Now, I understand that normally requires tangible assets, or a lot of upfront money, or you have to have a mortgage, or this or that, or you have to put money down. I don't have that at the minute. But I've also heard people talking about remote flipping. So you can actually flip houses as if you were an estate agent, and this can actually be really good. So you can play the part of an estate agent on a remote basis, and potentially not even need to be there, ever go to the property, ever put money down, ever get credit checked or anything. It's essentially sales, which could be very, very lucrative if it was done right. As much as £5,000 per flip, I don't know if it's a pyramid scheme or what. I'm going to have to do more research into it, but worth thinking about. Rent to rent. So I've seen this, courses or gurus or something talking about rent to rent, and I thought, do you know what? Part of the problem at the minute is the fact that rent prices are too high in the UK. And if I do rent to rent and rent a house for £700 and then rent it out to somebody else for £900 and I'm essentially legally subletting it, I think I'm just adding to the problem. So I think with my morals and my standards, I don't think I would allow myself to do that unless I did realise that it was more ethical than what I first think on the outside. But I will still research it and take a quick look into it. But yeah, we'll see. Part of the first thing that we talked about was standards, and I don't think increasing rent prices is part of my standards. I want to decrease rent prices, especially in the UK, because they are ridiculous. Okay, online raffle competitions. This is another one. So it may be a saturated market. You've got your big players now, like your UKCC, your elite competitions, 7 Days, Fat Lads, whatever else. There's loads of them now, isn't there? But the problem is they're now got so big that they're doing like millionaire maker bundles or £650,000 houses and things like that. And you just never have a prize that big, would you? And even if you did put a prize that big, you probably wouldn't get the reach that they're getting. So trying to compete with them wouldn't be possible. So you'd have to find a way to be unique and start from the bottom. And it literally could be, I keep saying literally, no, but it could be something small. So I've always been into guitars. It could be a decent guitar. And that could be the first prize. And then you take the money from that and you put it on the next prize. So I think the general rule of thumb is you get 1.5 of whatever it is as an average. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to have to research it more. But say the millionaire maker raffle that they did probably earned about 1.5 million. And the prizes probably cost them somewhere in the region of about 750,000. So they've like doubled their money basically, which is incredible. But because they've got to that stage, but they've obviously put a hell of a lot of hard work in to get to that stage, and it's just made their reach massive. And it might take 5 years to get there, and literally it would be the fact that you were just upgrading the prize, and every time it got a bit better, and then you'd have to have one a week for God knows how long, wouldn't you? And then one's bound to go wrong, then you're going to have to put some more capital in. It's an option though. I'm not ruling it out just yet. Let's think about it. Okay, online courses. So this is another one. So online courses seem like a very viable option. I do like the idea of this, especially for business one that remember we are expecting to fail. So it seems like a very viable option, but the market is massively oversaturated currently. I'd have to find a way to stand out, provide value, market myself, and appeal to either the businesses or consumers that I'm targeting. I'd need a good quality website, and I'd need to further develop my skills to provide value. I'm thinking courses. I am genuinely thinking courses, and I'm thinking that for the first business. And I'm thinking of somehow incorporating it. But I don't just want to have a guitar course because everyone's doing that. And there's just too many of them, and people are just sick of seeing it now. I've got to find a way to be original. Sorry. God, it's the first time I've yawned in 3 days. Put it on the list while we're brainstorming, and we'll try and understand how we're going to be original with it. So this is high on my list, as almost every successful online entrepreneur throughout my research consistently talks about their own online courses, like Alex Hormozy, for example, and a hell of a lot more. They've all got their own course. Even Andrew Tate has got The Real World. Don't demonetize me for saying the word Andrew Tate, please, YouTube. They've got their own courses and their own educational platforms, but they don't try and shove them down your throat, which tells me that they're already making enough money from them that they don't need to. They're like, yeah, join if you want, here's the link if you want it, but otherwise, let's talk about the task at hand. Whereas people who aren't making money from these links are like, you have to click this link. They're the people who aren't making money. The people who are making money will let you know about it, but they're not like forcing it down your throat. And I think that's where you can easily distinguish people who are making money from courses and people who aren't. Just from a surface level. I might be wrong, might be right, you don't know. But action and just starting, I'm going to try a course at some point, I don't know whether I want that to be my first business or my third business, but we're going to see. Conclusion, my own personal conclusion, dead short. This might be longer than the last video now. Okay, so this is a lot of information to take in, and it's important to take action on this as well. I don't want to fill my head with too much research without taking positive, actionable steps towards my goal. I think I need to sit down and reflect on this and work out my general next steps, which is naturally going to be brainstorming the information we've talked about here and get closer to the business that I'll be building, without putting my eggs in too many baskets. There's also a very important conclusion to this video, which is me asking myself why I'm actually doing this. What are my reasons? Why do I want to be financially free? The first reason that I want to be financially free is to build a framework and a supporting structure for my son in value. And value isn't just money. It's something that oh God, we're going to get deep here. So it's something that I didn't have from my father. I've never known my dad, never met my dad, and I don't actually know who he is. I don't know if he knows that I exist. That's a personal note, but it's important for me to give my son what I didn't get. And I suppose that's tied back to my standards and my values, which we've consistently talked about in these first 2 episodes. That is something that's been quite painful for me personally over the years. And a dad, essentially, is the person in your life that is supposed to teach you the ways of the world and prepare you for navigating it. I don't blame that for the fact that I haven't made a lot of money. Not at all. But it does feel like a bit of a hole sometimes. So it's a harsh world out there. That aside, I'm not sitting here crying about it. I'm genuinely not. I've been at peace with that for a while. It just is what it is. Do you know what I mean? My son, I've got a son now, and my son is going to turn 18. And when he turns 18, I want there to be foundations in place for him that I didn't get. And it doesn't necessarily have to be loads of riches and money. It could be in the form of a trust fund or something. It could be a home that's brought and paid for, that's secure, that can never get taken away from us. It could be knowledge. It could be money-making skills. It could be the use of AI and things. It could be whatever the AI then is in 16 years' time. It could be travelling opportunities or join me seeing the world. And I just want to have something or everything to give him when he's of that age. When he comes out of school, I don't want him to struggle like I did. But the problem is, struggle builds character. And I wouldn't be the person I am today without all the struggles that I went through. It's sort of a catch-22. I wouldn't just give him a load of money and just say, here you go, son, you didn't earn it. Not at all. But what I would do is I would be there, I would be present, and hopefully in a hell of a lot better position. Not to force a job he doesn't want to do down his throat, but what I do want to do is provide him a framework, support and value, so whatever he does want to do, there's actionable steps in place, and my mistakes that I've learned from throughout this entrepreneurship, I'll be able to teach him and essentially give him a bit of a shortcut to do whatever he wants to do in this world. And that is basically the main reason why I'm doing this. Because, well, I'm going to delve into it a bit more, but it brings me on to my second reason, which is travelling. Not only will travelling be on this YouTube channel under a different guise, which is called Driven to Explore, that's a different sector, but it's something I've had a huge passion for years now. And I personally do want to see the world, and I want to share it on this YouTube channel, but I also want to just see it myself and travel, and I want to be a hell of a lot more of an international person. So I would love to be working in Milan, then working in Australia, then I'd be working in Thailand, then I'd go back and spend a week with my son, and this could all be in the space of a couple of weeks, you know what I mean? And I just want to be able to say, and this is a big part of being financially free, I want to be an international person, and if something good is happening in Dubai, or there's a money-making opportunity in Brazil, I just want to be able to just get up and go, because these are the people, these international people. This is why they don't miss opportunities, because they aren't tied to a country, and it's sort of like you have to sort of get out of the game and out of the system a little bit. The UK is bad because it confines you so much. It's good in so many ways, but it's also bad in so many ways, because you just constantly, whenever you try and pop your little head up above all the other peasants, it's just bang, back down. That is the best definition I can give you of the UK. And to break out of that is friggin' hard. Yeah, it's hard. And you cannot do this in an efficient way under the general social constructs the UK has to offer. This is because of inflation is getting too high, and incomes are not rising in the same way, but housing is getting a hell of a lot more expensive. I want to see the world. Okay, so look at this. Ignore that last bit. This bit is just fucking crazy, right? So, if you work in the UK, so the last job I had, for example, the basic on it, and this was a decent job, right? One of probably the best that you can get without having a university degree. A pretty high value sales job. The basic on it was £2,000 before tax. After tax, it was 1580 some months and 1666 other months, dependent on your national insurance and different things like that. So that's the high end, right? So a general job in the UK, if you work 5 or 6 days a week, 40 hours a week, might make you between £1,200 after tax to £1,600 a month in the UK, and that's if you're lucky. If you work in Starbucks or McDonald's, it's going to be less, right? For general low-skilled income jobs. Just to put that into perspective, and these are the first ones that popped up on Rightmove. Just to put that into perspective, this is the average cost of a 2-bedroom flat in Manchester. Right? I'm in Derby, that's Manchester. But just so you understand, if I could live anywhere in the UK, Manchester would be top 3 on my list, because there's more going on, it's bustling, and there's just better opportunities and different things like that. But the wages aren't much higher in Manchester either, as far as I'm aware, especially not if you work in Starbucks or something like that. It's basically the same, right? So just to put that into perspective, the cost of a 2-bedroom flat in Manchester, you don't even get a garden. Look at the state of that tower block as well. This is city centre, town centre, M1, right? £1,650. £50 more than the job that I would have had. And I can't even walk my dog or let my dog go out in the garden. Do you know what I mean? It just blows my mind, that does. And this is what we're trying to aspire to. But there's like, you've got to be bringing in at least, £4,000 to be able to afford that place. Once you've had your council tax, your gas, your electric, your water bills and everything else, your food, and that is a 2-bedroom flat in a tower block. Then you go outside the city a little bit and go to M3, and then it's still £1,200. And that's a 2-bedroomed flat. Like, it's just not affordable. The wages don't match the living conditions. And if that was a 4-bedroomed house with a garden and a garage, what a real family probably needs, that's got a plan to expand, and a dog just outside the city, the price would be absolutely ridiculous. So this is the problem what we've got in the UK, and the only way to get out of it is to become an extremely high value man and upgrade your own character and go into your own business and just F up this system off, because the system is rigged against us now. And by the time my son hits the age of 18, I cannot imagine how bad it's going to be. I can't. I've got to get out now. So once you paid your rent, you need a side hustle to cover all your other general living costs. And once that's said and done, there's nothing left. There's no time to spend with your family, because you had to work overtime, you've had to work weekends, you've had to work your spare days off, you've had to work your holiday days or whatever, or even some businesses in the UK make you sell your holidays back to them so you can work. It's just stupid. They just want all your time, but they don't let you do it on your own terms. They'll even say you have to work overtime and put it on you like that. So once all this is said and done, there's nothing left. No time to spend with your family or travel. So you can't travel. You're not free. That is essentially being a slave. If you lived in central Manchester, you are a slave. If you've got a general job and you live there in a standard shitty apartment building in a 2-bedroom flat. And they'd probably still have to try and credit check you before they even gave it you. Like, otherwise you wouldn't get it. It's madness. It's madness. And it's called Potato Wharf. 1,200 quid to live in a fucking potato. Sorry for my language. You know what I'm saying though, don't you? And if that was in London, it'd be even worse. It'd be double if it was in London. Work that one out. Okay, so yeah, it's basically impossible in London if you're not rich or an extremely high value individual, which I plan on becoming. So it's not sustainable. So how do you save to buy a home when you're in that position? Even if it's not as extreme as that, but let me just be extremely honest with you. That was the first result I got. The top link, right move, clicked on it, top flat. All I typed in was 2-bedroom flat in Manchester. So I don't think the filters were on high to low. That's just the first one that came up. Added on the 26th of the 12th. Central Manchester is just crazy. And central London is even worse. It just paints into perspective, like, when people from Manchester can't live in central Manchester, you know you've got a problem, don't you? It's probably like people from overseas, or a student will share it and they'll get help with student accommodation, or it'll be someone from Hong Kong or China or something. No issue with them whatsoever. I'm not a racist person at all, but it'll be someone like that will come over and live there. It's just rigged against us, and it seems like I don't even mind that this video has gone over now, because I'm talking from the heart here, and I'm actually just saying a little bit. You'll understand and realise who I am as a person. So imagine when my son gets to 18, what that's going to be like. It's not sustainable. How do you save to buy a home? Yeah, the UK is getting completely destroyed, and this really started big time when lockdown happened. And it makes you wonder a little bit, doesn't it? Was it planned? You know what I mean? So if I ever want a nice, comfortable living situation and a happy life, I need to get out now. Get out of the rat race, get out of the system, and I need to create my own business online that I can do freely, location free, financially free, from anywhere in the world. That is the plan. I don't want to be tied to a bloody hot dog stand or anything else for that matter. I want to be able to be in Dubai, laptop, internet connection, make money, move to anywhere, move back to the UK, go to Amsterdam for a bit, go to somewhere else for a bit, then go to Thailand, sitting in a little tiki hut in Koh Samui on the beach, making millions. Like that's the dream to me. With my son by my side one day when he's old enough. And that is the dream. And if you haven't got a dream, then you're stuck in the same reality, aren't you? At least I actually have something that I want to work towards. And it's not like I'm going to say, right, watch me get to a millionaire sitting in Thailand. No, we're taking realistic, actionable steps to get there. So the first step is to be on 5k consistently a month by making money online. And I'll have to do it all legit, because the taxman will just watch my YouTube channel if not. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you how much I actually genuinely make along the way as well, because that's important. Okay, so providing for my son, learning valuable skills to teach him, and becoming much more of an international person. Why else am I doing this? Firstly, so I can give back to others. There's a lot of people that I value in my life, and I don't have their respect. True story. I don't command their respect, and I don't really add any value to their lives. And I'd really love to be able to pay them back. I'd like to be able to pay my mum's rent or help her out with her bills. I'd like to get my son the best education possible. Not some fancy school, but at least, give him the best chance in life. I'd like to get him the best food, especially for my son and myself, because good quality food is expensive. Out of school activities, and just be able to watch him thrive without worrying about the pennies in the bank is another big reason. I want to give back to friends that have helped me or lent me money in the past when I've been struggling. I want to help anyone that's let me stay on their sofa. There's been a hell of a lot of these people as well, when I didn't have a place to stay. The list is probably over 10 people for that one, and I want to pay them all back, just with something. Imagine if I could go up to them and say, look, thank you for helping me when I was struggling. Here's a month's rent, or here, I brought you a car. Or do you know what I mean? Imagine being able to say that. And some people do that. Some people do it. And some people do it and don't even video it and put it on YouTube, because They're just genuinely good people. And I think it'd make me feel more fulfilled and a better person to be able to pay the people back that helped me when I had nothing. Because there's been a lot of people, like I say, so people have helped me or give me £20 to be able to eat. Like I've genuinely started from the bottom. I've come a long way, don't get me wrong, come a hell of a long way. But there's a long list. And giving back to those people would give me a huge sense of satisfaction and help me to become the man that I wish to be. Finally, maybe one of the most important reasons is simply to become the best version of myself. I want to be a high-value masculine man. I want to thrive, and I want to be the definition of excellence and success in my own existence. Let me say that again. I want to be the definition of excellence and success in my own existence. I want to be the definition of excellence and success in my own existence. I like that. I might get that on the wall. I want to be the definition of excellence and success in my own existence. Let's put that in bold. I like that. I never really thought that at the time, but I like it. Do you know what? Let's highlight it as well. In green, like we did a good job. Boom. I like it. Okay. I want to be respected, and I want people to look at me like a man who never gave up for his family. A man who did what he said he was going to do, regardless of how he felt or his situation. I want more children, and I want to be able to comfortably provide for them. And I need to think of this as a game and upgrade my character every single day. I need to get fitter, stronger, wiser, richer every single day. Go to the gym every day. Eat right every day. Work on my businesses every day. Research every day. Learn, read, improve. If I do that every single day and I genuinely try from the moment I wake up until the moment I go to sleep, obviously I've got responsibilities, but aside from that, I can't fail. I just can't. And I want to leave a legacy. And when I leave the world, I want to be remembered. And I wasn't put on this earth to just get a job, pay bills, struggle, and die. It's about time I started living up to my title. Thank you. And I'll see you soon in the next episode. I hope that's resonated with some of you. And that just shows you why I'm doing it, what I want, and the actionable steps that I'm taking towards being a better person. The research that I've done, how far I've come, the AI, the high value. We looked into my skills and how I can incorporate them into my new business idea. We set a clear goal and began to reverse engineer it. I talked about everything that's gone positive so far. And literally we're only on day 3. So look at this. Let me zoom back out. So this is Friday here. So we've done all this in 3 days, wasted no time. We've been to the gym 3 times. We ate well. We did everything we needed to do. We said what was holding us back, and then literally everything in. Not only did I write this transcript, but I actioned everything that was in it as well, just to make sure that I knew exactly what I was doing. Fitness and gym, introduction, setting clear goals and reverse engineering it, understanding my high value and low value skills and marking them out of 10. Then taking a look at what created those skills, what helped me back, what worked and what didn't, understanding what business is as a whole, doing the right research, and then looking into high value jobs in 2025, not only just incorporating AI, but also other high value jobs that don't necessarily incorporate AI, and then thinking about how the AI, the high value jobs and my skills can all go together, and essentially putting all that in and understanding and getting to the root cause of why I'm actually doing this. Wow. Do you know what? Sitting here in front of you now, there's more to it as well that I've done, which is going to be episode 3. But that's the end of episode 2. And looking into it now, all I can say is I'm just massively proud of myself. And we're going to keep going tomorrow. And I'll see you soon. Let's get rich.